Hey guys, welcome back. Today's video we are going to be reviewing the Juvia's Place I Am Magic Complexion range. I have the foundation, the concealer, and also the loose powder here today to review for you guys. I have been trying out this trio of products for about a week and a half to 2 weeks, so I have my thoughts. So if you guys are curious to hear about the new Juvia's Place I Am Magic Complexion range, then just continue watching. So to get started with the video, let's start off with some product info. Juvia's Place recently launched foundation, concealers, and also loose powders. They are mostly known for their eyeshadow palettes, which I love. It's one of my favorite formulas, so I was really curious to see how well their complexion range would be. So they released a foundation which is $20 US, and they have 42 shades. They also have a concealer which is $14 US, and they have 24 shades, and there's also loose powders which are $12 US each, and there are 5 shades in there. So you can tell from this launch there is a big range, and for an initial launch to have 42 shades in foundation, that is quite a lot and something that we don't see too often, but a little more recently I feel. So I'm just gonna quickly mention the shades that I have. Now the shades that I got, not all of them matched me, so just keep that in mind, but I am wearing everything on my face today. So for the foundation, I got it in the shade Cairo, and that's number 600. As for the concealer, I got it in 18, and for the loose powder, I got it in Sahara. Please watch the whole review because I do have a little thing to say about the shade range and the shades that I got. So first, let's talk about the I Am Magic Velvet Matte Foundation first. Like I said, my shade is Cairo 600. Shopping on Juvia's Place, figuring out my shade was probably the hardest thing to do. Although they have 42 shades and it's a good range, like it varies, but it was so difficult to choose my shade just because nothing matched up. I would look at the swatch online on their website and I'd be like, oh, this would be my shade. And then I would read the description of the shade and it would say it's like a neutral peachy undertone. And I'm like, well, that's clearly not me because I am very golden. And then when they had the photos of the models, I'm like, no, this shade can't be me because the model is like more golden, she's more deeper, but then how come the description says this is gonna match me, and then how come the swatch says this is gonna match me? Like, me and my friend bought these together and she had a really hard time as well. We literally spent like an hour on FaceTime just trying to figure out which shade would match me. Like, she was helping me too, and she's really into makeup as well, and we still couldn't figure it out because nothing matched. I went on YouTube, searched reviews on people that wore Cairo, wore Kapari. There was a couple of shades that I was in between and very indecisive of, and when it came to that 1 hour mark, I'm like, okay, I'm spending way too long on this figuring out a shade. I literally just like winged it and got Cairo. And when I got Cairo, obviously you guys can kind of tell that it is very light on me, but I did make it work where it's not too much of a difference. Cairo is for light skin with neutral and warm undertones. It was just super light on me. I mean, that is entirely my fault. Maybe I should have took a little bit longer to figure it out, but I was literally already spending an hour trying to figure out my shade. I do like the shade, but I wish it was a little bit darker and a little bit warmer. So for the foundation, I definitely would agree with the name, how it is a velvet matte. It's not dewy, but it's not super matte either. It's something like in between of a satin finish, and the texture of it is a little bit thicker. So I wouldn't say it's like a mousse, but I wouldn't say it's very liquidy. It was just like in between. I don't know how well this is gonna look on dry skin. I would say I have combination skin, so some parts of my skin is quite dry and then other parts are quite oily. This does kind of emphasize texture. It doesn't make me look airbrushed. I mean, on camera I feel like it does. I feel like in person you can really see the texture of my skin, and it's not like my favorite foundation to wear. I don't know if it's just the shade. It does look quite ashy against my skin tone. It is not the worst foundation I've ever used. I do like the coverage of it. It has very high coverage, but it's something that I would not build up just because it's too thick on my skin, and you can definitely tell I am wearing a foundation. I have other foundations that I much prefer over this, but it's definitely not the worst foundation I've ever used. Out of everything, like the concealer and the powder and the foundation would have to be my favorite out of this I Am Magic collection. I would probably give this foundation a 6 out of 10. It's just above average, good foundation. Now moving on to the concealer. Like I mentioned before, I got the shade number 18, and this is too dark on me. So the foundation is too light, the concealer is too dark, so when I put the foundation on and the concealer on, I feel like I'm, you know, kind of balancing them out a little. So yes, this is a little too dark for me. I would prefer it to be maybe 1 or 2 shades lighter. So again, that is just my fault. As you guys know, I am a huge fan of the Too Faced Born This Way Sculpting Concealer. That is like my all-time favorite concealer. I think it gives you amazing coverage, it feels comfortable, and it doesn't emphasize the fine lines under my eyes. With this concealer, it is again very thick, like not as in the texture of it, but once you apply it on the skin, like you really don't need a lot, and sometimes I forget that I only need a little and I apply a bit too much and it can look very cakey. I do think the coverage on this is amazing. I think this gives a little bit more coverage than the Too Faced one, to be honest. Although it blends out easily and it has good coverage, I just don't like how this looks under my eyes. I'm gonna mention the powder as well. So I got this in Sahara. Now when I use this powder with this concealer, which I am using today, I hate the way my under eyes look. They look so dry. This powder does not set this concealer in. This concealer already creases a lot, and when I want to set that down, this powder does not do it for me. It just looks so dry. You can see the dry patches under my eyes. It does not look good. But I did try this foundation and set it with my Too Faced Born This Way loose powder, and it looks a little bit better, but it's not my favorite combo. I definitely prefer like the Born This Way concealer, Born This Way powder together, and that's like a good under eye combo. But just this powder and this concealer together, I do not like how my under eyes look today. I just did it for the purpose of this video. So for the concealer, I would say it doesn't work under my eyes, but around like everywhere else, like around my chin, forehead, it looks great. Just under my eyes, as well as the powder, it looks great everywhere else but under my eyes. Usually with a lot of my reviews, I never tell you guys not to buy something, but for this powder, I personally would just... For the concealer, I'll probably give this like a 4 or a 5 out of 10. Again, everything is just average to me. It's not my favorite. It's like, I don't want to grab these products. I'm not jumping out at these products like I want to use this on my face today. You know, I'm still going towards my Hourglass Urban Decay foundation, my Too Faced concealer, Too Faced powder. Like, I mean, I will use it because I bought it. At the end result, it does look good. It doesn't look that bad. From far away when I'm filming, you guys can't tell that I look any different. Besides that, my face is a lot lighter, right? Just the way I feel in it, I don't feel 100% as I do with my other foundations and concealers. Let me know your thoughts down below. I would love to hear your opinion on this range. Like, do you guys agree with me or do you guys not agree with me? But that is going to wrap up today's video. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't already. I love you guys, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!